So we are super excited, aren't we excited? To let you guys know that Synology has recently announced macOS support for Active Backup for Business. So if you want to learn more about it, then stick around. Okay, so I am signed into my Synology DS1621 Plus, and as you can see by my screen here, I already have Active Backup for Business installed. Now, if you don't have Active Backup for Business installed, I suggest you do that as a prerequisite before watching the rest of this video, because I'm making the following presumptions if you click to watch this video. 1, you already own a Synology NAS. 2, you're currently familiar with Active Backup for Business. And 3, you currently have it installed on your NAS. Now, it might be installed on your NAS, but it might not be the correct version. To get the Mac support, it requires version 2.5.0. So if you come up to your package center and you do have it installed and you're not getting notified here of an update, you could always go out to Synology's website, hit the support link, go to the download center, select your device, and then download the 2.5.0 version of Active Backup for Business. Active Backup for Business version 2.5.0 supports the following macOS versions: Catalina 10.15.7, Big Sur version 11, Monterey version 12, and Ventura version 13. So let's go ahead and download the Active Backup for Business macOS agent from Synology's website and get started with creating a backup task for my Mac Studio. Okay, I'm at Synology.com. Let's go up to the support tab and go to the download center. From the product type, we're going to select NAS, and then here you're going to put in the model of your Synology NAS. On this page here, we're going to click on Desktop Utilities, and we're going to scroll down until we see Synology Active Backup for Business Agent. We'll come over to the right side and click on the blue download link, and you can see all the different versions available. We want the Mac 64-bit installer, so we're going to click on Download. Once it's completed download, I'm going to click on the file in the lower left-hand corner. And we're going to go ahead and double-click the icon to install the macOS agent for Active Backup for Business. Here we're just going to follow the typical Mac installer wizard. Okay, we have to allow the system extension, so we're going to go ahead and open the security preferences. So we've already allowed full disk access. So we're going to continue. And now here it's saying shut down your device, then press and hold the power button to enter recovery mode. You can modify the security policy settings in recovery mode. Okay, the Active Backup for Business macOS agent is completely installed. I will show you the entire process on how I enabled the kernel at the end of this video, so stick around for that. I'll share the document with you that I followed. I couldn't show you that process because since this is a silicone Mac that we're installing it on, I had to actually restart this Mac in recovery mode, and I didn't have a way of recording the screen. So again, stick around to the end of the video and I'll walk you through the steps using the document that I used to get the system kernel enabled in recovery mode. That said, let's switch over to my computer now, launch the agent, and create the backup task. Okay, so I have the Synology Active Backup for Business macOS agent right here. I'm going to double click it to launch it. I could also go up to my applications menu and launch it from there as well. But let's go ahead and double click the shortcut. Okay, so it says, welcome to Active Backup for Business Agent Wizard. We're going to go ahead and put in the server IP address of the Synology NAS that's running Active Backup for Business. Remember, this is the client and we need to connect to the server. So my DS1621 Plus is running at 192.168.25.225. We need the username and password to authenticate. And you could also put in FQDNs if you have your network set up that way. We're getting the not trusted SSL certificate message. We're going to proceed anyway since it's local on my network. And it's asking here, are you sure? And we're going to go ahead and we're going to say okay. And then we're going to go ahead and click on OK. And here you can see we are connected successfully to the server. Now, here we'll take a look at this later on in the video on how to use the restore portal. But for now, we're going to switch over to the DS1621 Plus. And we're going to launch Active Backup for Business from the main menu. And now you can see here under PC Mac, we have 2 devices connected. I have my MacBook Pro and here I have my Mac Studio, and you see it's not backed up yet. So what we need to do is select the Mac Studio and click on Create Backup Task. We're going to name this Mac Studio Backup. We'll leave it set as entire device. We're going to go ahead and click on Next. And as far as the backup destination is concerned, we're going to leave it set to Active Backup for Business, and we're going to click on Next. Configure backup destination settings. We're going to just go ahead and click on Next. And here we can set a backup schedule. We can leave it set to backup manually, or we can schedule a backup. I typically like to schedule my backups, so we'll go ahead and we'll say schedule backup, backup by time, or backup by event. Let's go ahead and leave it as backup by time. Let's do a daily backup, but we have the option of doing daily, weekend, or specific weekdays. Let's just leave it set to daily for now. And we can start it at 3 a.m. That's fine. Let's go ahead and click Next. So here we get to select the retention policy. So I'm going to go ahead and enable retention policy. And we have 3 options: number of latest versions to keep all versions for, and then you can designate the number of days, or then you have advanced retention policies. For now, let's just leave it to the number of latest versions that we want to keep, and we'll leave that set to 10. That's fine. And let's click on Next. And now we have our summary. Let's go ahead and say done. And then we're asked if we want to back up now, and we'll go ahead and we'll say yes. You can see here it says waiting, preparing for backup. And now it's starting the backup process. Okay, so you can see that the backup was successful. That took just under 6 minutes to back up my entire Mac Studio over a 10 gig connection to the 1621 Plus. Okay, so now we're back on the Mac Studio, and here you can see under Synology Active Backup for Business Agent, you can see the log of events that have taken place. You can see that the backup was completed, and the next scheduled backup is in the morning at 3 a.m. So now let's go ahead and click on the Restore portal. Okay, so now we're at the Restore portal. And one thing I do want to mention, at this point in time, you can only restore a folder or files. Bare metal restore is not available, so hopefully Synology will add that in future releases, but for the current time, we can only use the restore portal to restore folder or a file. So let's take a look at the restore portal. So here you can see we're at the restore portal. Now, if I come up here and click on the drop-down menu, I could see my other devices that are being backed up as well. So I could also flip over to the restore portal for those other devices as well, like my MacBook Pro. But for now, we're just going to stay here on the Mac Studio. Okay, so if we take a look at the data folder and we go to users and we click on the user Tony Smeraldi, and for example, let's go to the desktop. Here you can see all of my desktop files. So if I wanted to go ahead and restore, let's say this folder, I could either restore it or download it. I could do the same for this particular file. I click on it. I could either restore the file or download it to the computer. Okay, so as I promised, if you stuck it out to the end of the video, and I hope you did, I was going to share with you how I allowed that system kernel extension using recovery mode on the Apple Silicon. Now, keep in mind, I did not have to do this process for my Intel-based MacBook Pro. So you did have to allow some extensions, but I did not have to go boot into recovery mode like required on Apple Silicon. So in the video, I was able to get through all these steps here. I showed you this in parts of the video. It was at this point where I had to click the Apple logo to shut down, and then the process is to press and hold the power button until the Mac Studio or the Silicon Mac starts booting in recovery mode. Once it's booted into recovery mode, you'll select options and then press continue as it shows here. And then you're going to launch from the utilities dropdown, start security utilities. And then here you're going to select the system you want to set the security policy on. And then you're going to go ahead and click on security policy. And here is the changes that have to be made. So we need to change from full security to reduced security and allow user management of kernel extensions from identified developers. Go ahead and click OK, and then reboot the computer. Once the computer reboots, you'll be able to begin to create the backup task over to Active Backup for Business. If you don't do this step here, you're going to get errors. So keep that in mind. And again, this is only Apple Silicon. So there you go, a quick first look at macOS support and Active Backup for Business. I hope you liked this video. Actually, we hope you liked this video, right? And if you did, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Be sure to check out other videos that we have listed here up above. Please remember to subscribe, like, and share this video. And we want to thank you, as we do in every video, for using the Amazon affiliate links listed down below. I know they don't change your price, but they do help out the channel. Once again, my name is Tony, and this is Minnie Mouse. Please stay safe out there. I want to thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time.